Questions for Marcus in the back. Warren.
Hey Marcus,
How you doing?
tough start for you guys in the first half. Talk about the resiliency in the offense in the second half. What was the message at halftime, and just for you, were you disappointed in your first half, and how'd you do it? How'd you come back in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, the message at halftime was just one play at a time. That's kind of what we live by around here. And, you know, you said it best, the resiliency of these guys around me, you know, to step up. And, you know, even when, you know, we were struggling, the defense did an awesome job in the first half of, you know, holding a really good offense to, you know, 14 points or something like that. But, I mean, again, you know, the coaches just told us one play at a time, and we were just able to kind of get in a rhythm, and we were just able to put points up.
Right here, front center.
Absolutely. It just seems, no matter what the circumstance, you seem almost unflappable. How do you stay so relaxed no matter what the situation is?
I think it's just a combination of my upbringing and really just the coaches having all the faith in me, and I feel that, you know, I kind of feel that confidence, and really it's just, you know, I understand that whatever play that happens, you just got to move on, and it's in the past, and if you can make the next play better, then that's what your focus should be.
Rob.
We were pretty chippy in the first half. Zelma was all over the place. You gave him that little tap on the helmet after he hit you out of bounds. Do you feel like you guys did anything to kind of take the mustard out of them in that regard after halftime? Did you get under his skin at all by doing that, kind of not retaliating?
I don't know. I just try to keep my head, and you know, even the guys around us did an awesome. I mean, my guys, these guys in the locker room did an awesome job just keeping their head. You know, they did come after us a couple times, and you know, for our guys to kind of hold their character really says a lot about this team. And you know, no matter what, we understand that if we just take care of what's on the field, you know, we can block out all the other stuff. And really, we were just able to just put a few drives together, and we ended up doing well in the second half.
Far side.
Get held to fourth and something, and then they pull his fake punt off. What does that do to kind of regenerate or to create some enthusiasm when the offense gets the ball right back after a big play like that?
Right. You know, this game is very, you know, it depends on a lot on our momentum, and that play that happened, you know, was a huge momentum booster for us, and we kind of took it in stride. You know, the defense was playing well, and we just understood that we just got to make the most of it. You know, it was one of those opportunities that Coach gave us. Rodney was able to break it all the way down to the 5. We just knew if we had punched it in, that'd take a little win out of their sails. So we understand it is a momentum game, but you know, it is huge when special teams can make plays like that.
Way back in the back.
Marcus, how much momentum did you guys on offense take from what the defense was doing in that second half?
Yeah, I mean, the defense did an unbelievable job. You know, they were able to kind of bail us out a few times, and you know, we kind of built on their enthusiasm, and really those guys did an awesome job all night, and you know, they deserve all the credit.
Rob.
It's some very methodical drives, but also times you went with tempo. How would you describe the way you mixed up tempo? Did you feel like you were able to wear them down with tempo at all? Did you go fast enough at any point to do that?
Yeah, you know, I think after the touchdown where we were up by 7, we kind of felt that we could tempo them a little bit. Those guys were getting tired, and you know, we were just able to kind of put a few drives together, especially using our tempo. We understand that, you know, that is one of our greatest allies, and you know, we're going to use it to the best of our abilities. So, you know, the guys were able to just to kind of push through. It did get tough a little bit, but you know, honestly, the guys did an awesome job, and you know, we were able to just kind of put some drives together.
Where?
Marcus, if you take away Marshall's 40-yard TD run, you know, you came out of the gates running the ball not as well as he have. You had Dad in there for a while, and then Marshall and Tyner really took off in the second half. What was the difference? Why were they able to, Marshall and Tyner, able to take over there? And what was the reason why Dad couldn't really get off tonight?
You know, I think all in all, I think the offensive line, especially in the second half, really started coming off the ball, and you know, Thomas and Byron were able to find some holes. But honestly, I think UCLA was just playing. They're playing a little, you know, off. They're playing off a little bit in the second half, and our offensive line knew that and they took advantage of it. And DeAnthony is a special player. We're going to get him the ball as much as we can. He's going to make some plays, and we're looking forward to him being back on there.
Front and center.
Hey, talk about Byron Marshall. He's been doing great. Obviously, Dad went out after the first half and kind of stepped in. How good of a job has he been doing stepping in for those big shoes?
He's done a great job, especially just stepping up. When his numbers have been called on, he's made the most of every single opportunity. And that guy's, a great example of resiliency. Even though he was kind of getting held up a little bit in the first half, he just kept plugging through, and it really just kind of opened up some holes not only for him but for Thomas. And I think that guy's done an awesome job. He's been very impactful for our offense.
Far side in the back.
For you, emotions at halftime, what do those feel like being that close, and what was the message being relayed by the coaching staff?
I mean, it was just like a regular halftime. We understand that this conference is tough. I mean, you're going to go in every single week getting the best of, any opponent you play. And there was no any signs of panic. Guys were relaxed. We understood that if we just take it one play at a time, we'll be able to get things rolling again. And that's what happened. The defense played well all night. And, we're just kind of able to put a few things together, and we really got in the rhythm after that.
Right here.
And Marcus, last week you talked about that the 2 turnovers that you had, and that you were going to focus this week on holding on to the ball. How do you feel like you played today?
I felt that I did better in that regard. There was one time where I did get stripped from behind, and that's on me again. I got to be better with the ball placement, especially with somebody like that who's going to come off the edge with the speed rush. We understand that he's going to come in and try to go after the ball, so I got to be better in that regard. But I think, personally, I think I did a little better this week.
Right here.
Marcus, everybody's been anticipating the Oregon-Stanford game. Well, you guys certainly take it one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Stanford? What are your thoughts on the game? And then can you reflect on last year's game, which clearly turned the course of last season for you guys?
Right. We're going to take it just like any other game. That's kind of been the MO around here. But, watching them on tape, they're good on defense. They're going to fly around and make plays. They got guys that really are athletic and can make some good plays. So, we're going to take this week, get healthy, and just focus up on, doing the things that we need to do, the fundamentals again. And your question about last year, last year's in the past. And, I'm doing my best, and everyone's, the same way. We don't even want to talk about it. That's something that's in the past. We're focused on this year, and we're just going to get ready and start on Monday.
Well,
Marcus, if UCLA's defense and their physicality didn't surprise you, how did it at least impact what you were doing and how you were going to try to go about doing it?
Yeah, they came out playing hard, and we kind of knew that was going to happen. We understand that those guys are good players. Especially Anthony. I mean, he's one of those guys that's gonna be playing on Sundays, and we understood that they're gonna make their plays. We just had to just keep chipping away, and if we just take 5-6 yard chunks here and there, we understood that it was gonna get us in a rhythm, and it really kind of showed in the second half, because all those short 3-4 yard gains ended up turning into 20-40 yard gains, and it's really. Just again, it's the credit to the guys in the locker room, because they were the ones that were really just resilient in the fact that even though we were getting slowed down a little bit, they just kept pushing through, and we ended up just getting rhythms and scoring.
in the back.
Hey Marcus, about back to the fake punt. I mean, what was your view of it on the sideline? Could you believe it was so wide open? And any truth to the rumor you're going to try to get Hardrick on offense for a few snaps?
Hey, if he runs like that all the time, we need to get a little formation for him. But yeah, I mean, I was surprised myself. I think Ronnie had a deal where he saw a look and he took it. And again, that's a credit to the coaches, a credit to those guys. They were prepared in that regard, and it was a huge momentum swing for us, and it really just allowed us to kind of take back a little momentum from UCLA. They got a touchdown and they got a quick stop, and for Ronnie to be able to do that, make that play, that was huge for us.
Right here, and then Molly next.
Yeah. Hronis Grasu said about a couple weeks ago that it's an honor to block for you. Talk a bit about the performance of your offensive line, and just how much credit do you give them for the success that you've had personally?
I love those guys up front, man. You know, they've done an unbelievable job all year, and you know, it showed in the second half. You know, they kept me off the ground, you know, and you know they were opening up huge holes for Byron and Thomas to run through. And those guys are a fun bunch. I love playing with them. And in all honesty, it's an honor to play for them. You know, Harona said that was very nice of him. But you know, those guys are really the key to the offense. And without those guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we can.
Molly?
Marcus, you've got a bye week and then a short week and then Stanford. Does all of that help? Chip used to call bye weeks improvement weeks. What do you guys do in the bye week, and then how do you prepare for Stanford in a short week plus all that extra time?
Right. You know, it like you said, it's an improvement week. You know, a lot of these young guys are going to get a lot of reps. Some of these reps that you know they haven't been able to get during the course of the season, and you know it's fun to see some of these younger guys go through it. You know, grow a little bit, and then you know it's also a time for guys to just kind of you know get ready. You know, in the school standpoint, you know this is a good week for guys to get ahead, and then you know like you said, it's a short week to Stanford, and we're just going to take it like any other game. Just one day at a time. We come back Monday and just go from there.
One more. Last one.
Marcus, I know you said Stanford's in the past, but I know after that game talking to you, you were pretty hard on yourself.
Right.
Did you allow yourself to think about that game in the off season and in the early part of training camp this year, thinking that, okay, this is how I want to play against these guys better. This is how we need to play against these guys better offensively.
Yeah, you know, during the off season, you know, there was times where I didn't go over the game, but once the training camp started, you know, that year's in the past. You know, I'm not trying to beat around the bush with this question. I'm in all honesty, it's in the past. It's a new season for us, and you know, we're gonna approach this game just like any other one, and you know, it's gonna start on Monday.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you.
Marcus.